Is the Toyota Fortuner, and today I'm going to tell you why this is India's favorite number one SUV for almost a decade by giving a jolly good reviewing. So let's get started. Talking about the design of the car, the second generation, which is this now, is more in your face like. So it has a bigger chrome grille with lots of chrome inserts, big chunky logo, Toyota logo of course, to tell you it's a reliable car. Fortuner badging over here, LED lights, LED beams. What is it called again? Bi beam LED lights. See, it is written over here. Yes, lot of chrome on the fog lamps also, protect for off-roading while off-roading. I think so. I don't know properly, but still. Now then, this is to like a mirror shot, sort of, for style, and plus to look where whoever is sitting over there on the co-driver seat can look behind and all. Then 18-inch alloy wheels, which are look pretty good I feel, and disc brakes, of course. Brake calipers are in silver. Let it be, it's a Fortuner, it's not some sports car to put in red or anything, but still looks nice. And 18-inch are better than the 17-inch on the two-wheel drive version. Fortuner again bashing over here. How many times have Fortuner and all? Then again chrome door handles and request sensor. Toyota badging over here. Toyota again badging on all the doors. Then you get this small projections kind of on the tail lights, and wrap around tail lights again LED. Then you get a spoiler with a stop lamp over here. Fortuner badging over here. Big Toyota logo and Sigma 4 to tell you it's a four-wheel drive plus reliable. And then you get rear parking sensors, 1 2 3 4 parking sensors, and the camera over here. So yeah, design of the car pretty good, I would say. Good that it is like more, the design is more like a Lexus than a Toyota. And you get a chrome strip also from the door over here till the end, floating till the end, and continuing on that side also. So see, it continues from here, again it goes to that side. So pretty cool, I would say. The design good, not bad at all. Now let's talk about engines. So this is a diesel and it is not a BS4, but still this is the 2.8 liter diesel, which is the same engine from the Innova, but it has 6 horsepower more and 13 Nm torque more than the Innova diesel, I think so. So it has 170 horsepower and 450 Nm of torque. 4-cylinder turbocharged engine. 0 to 100 takes 12 seconds, which is half a second faster than the I think so. Which car is that? Yeah, the Ford Endeavour. Then it gets a petrol engine also, but petrol engine is less powerful, so Toyota does not give the petrol engine with a two-wheel drive, or people don't buy the petrol also because it's underpowered a little bit. And when the BS4 engine come, BS6 engine come of this car, there also be a 2.8 and 2.7 liter also, but the figures are not yet given out properly. So yeah, but this engine is pretty powerful. 0 to, and you want to give the full power, you want the full energy of this engine, you need to put in power mode, which I'll get to soon. Guys, now let's talk about practicality. And as a big 7-seater SUV, let's check out the boot. So it has electrically operated tailgate, which should open. Yeah, it's opening now. It takes time to open, bear with me please. Okay, so it gets a big boot when you are in 5-seater mode, otherwise a little bit smaller. It's, I think so, in 7-seater mode you had only 270 liters or something, but still that's okay. It's like a small hatchback or something, maybe like a Swift or something like that, maybe. Let's forget the hatchbacks. Boot is big enough. It gets like little bit of lower hump maybe, because so that people can sit comfortably over there. And 7-seater mode, not very comfortable, I'll show that afterwards, but it gets a little bit of a scuff plate over here so that you don't damage your paint work, and little bit of a hump also to take out your stuff, but it's okay, not that much big of a deal. And you want to like unfold the seats, you want to make it in the 7-seater mode, no problem. Just remove this from here. 1 second, let's see. You take it down and pull this seat on top. Done. 7-seater mode. And you want to again do it, put it in 6-seater. 1 second. Bear with me people please. Yes, it's done. Just hang it on top. 1 second. I'm doing with one hand, so you have to bear with me, but with two hands it's much easier. Yeah, done. I was putting it the wrong way, but still it's easy to put in 7-seater or 5-seater again. The practicality good enough in the boot, and again you get an electrically operated tailgate to close the boot. Boot is big enough. Let's hop into the rear seat. I am in the rear seat of the Fortuner, meaning the second row, and pretty comfortable. See, I have good amount of leg room. The cabin also wide. You got a almost flat floor. I mean, flat floor. I'm saying it. Then you get a hook handle to hold your. Then you again get a hook over here to hold your grocery bags, and here to hang your coat. And you get air vents. You can control that auto and fan speed over here. Lights. And pretty good cabin, wide enough. And I got my phone also. So see, you can keep your phone over here. Then you get 12-volt charging sockets. Now the cup holders is kind of a disaster bottle holders, because let me just take this bottle, and once again, see, you can open the car. The bottle holders are big enough. You put them in, and you close the car. You can't access them right like this now. You have to go round way and put it, and you can again put it back properly. You have to struggle quite a lot to put them back. So while you are going long journeys, not the best for storing things, but otherwise this okay. Armrest, 1 second. Yes, armrest is also there. You got cup holders. See, twin cup holders again over here. Let me put that back. Yes. So yeah, comfortable seat, everything. 3 people can be seated over here comfortably for long journeys. Just problem with the bottle. So let's hop into the third row. Let's talk about third row seating capacity. So let's untuck the seat. You have to just press this lever and it will tumble. So pretty easy to get inside. I'm going to show you now. I'm in the third row. I've kept this so that I can climb properly, and it's not that comfortable also, because this seat is very crampy and I don't have a lot of space. But I've taken the armrest down. I can take it on top also, then it will be a little bit more comfortable, but I am cramped. So big people, nope. Small children, yes, can sit in there for a longer period of time. So I won't say that many people should sit there, because they are going to get a cramp. But still, there is storage space behind. I can't sit there for a long time, that's why I came out. But you get storage space over there, and again you get over here also, which is this seat is just tucked up. You get storage spaces. But still, for small children only, you can do that. And if small children also do sit over here, there is no charging sockets or anything. So if their mobile devices or anything run out of battery, they are going to get cranky afterwards. So please avoid that seat. That's it. Guys, let's talk about the interior of the car. So yeah, when you sit in it, pretty good. It feels posh, but when you look a little bit closer down, see, it is hard plastic over there, and sorts of bits and pieces like this wood does not feel that good also. But then again you get soft touch over here, leather, good handle also. Steering also feels nice over here. Then these grab handles are also chunky. Here also you get pretty good leather to keep your hand, and you get a commanding position also. Then under the armrest also big enough. Under that also there are some wet wipes. Let's ignore that. But that is also big enough to store some amount of storage, if your perfume, or maybe what you can store your car documents and stuff like that. Then you get twin cup holders again over here. But let's check that out. Can you keep a big bottle? Yes, you can. It will rattle a little bit, but it's okay. You can just shove it properly. Then no, see, it's not rattling anymore. It has got okay. I just turned on the AC a little bit more faster, I think so. Yeah, now it's okay. So it will not rattle that much also, but then it's okay. Then you get twin glove boxes over here. Let's press this low one is not a cool one. The top one is Bash Fortuner. How many times here? Then this is the cool one over here. Let's do that. Then these sun visors also, they feel premium. They have wool on them, so they feel very nice and light also. And you again get a light with this. See, there is a light again. Then you get a ticket holder. They feel nice, and this is also pretty good. The roof of the car, this is also woven. So yeah, they feel soft to touch. Then auto dimming inside your mirror. You get this to hold your glasses. And lights over here, which are LED again. So see, LED lights, they feel nice again. So car seems quality wise pretty good. Let's talk about the four-wheel drive system now. So it gets a two uh, two-wheel drive, which is it is right now. It is H2 written over there, then H4, which is 4 high, then L4, which is 4 low. Then you get downhill assist also. Then you got a 12-volt charging socket here. You got a no, this is the 12-volt charging socket. This is the USB port. Then coming over here, gearbox also is nice. You get manual and sport mode also. Then over here, this is the eco mode, this is the power mode, this is for traction control, and this is for auto, meaning the switching of the car for hybrid system and all that. Then you get sat navigation, inbuilt sat navigation, that is also pretty good. Now let's listen to an audio quality also good. Let's try to listen to an audio. 1 minute. Yep, 1 second. Yeah. 1 second. Let me just play this. Isn't it physical? Yep, audio quality also very good. You don't get physical buttons, but I hope you would have got them. Otherwise it's good. Audio quality also is very good. And you get this small screen in between where you can show different functions, like you get a compass, then you get how much range and everything, then you get music, what you are playing, then messages from the company and all that. Then you get a eco mode also of the car. Then you get a fuel gauge menu, which is analog of course, but sometimes analog is better. Then yeah, quality wise it's very good. Feature also, yeah, it gets paddle shifters over here, which feels solid. It's a proper metal mostly. Yeah, then you get a cruise control button also. Yeah, car feels pretty nice. It's time for 5 good things about the car. And the first is it gets more ground clearance than a Toyota Land Cruiser Prado, which is double the price of this. Yes, it has 225 mm and the Toyota is 210, so it gets 15 mm more than the Toyota Prado. Wow. Good thing about the car is that it gets electrically operated 8-way electrically operated seats, and both the seats are electrically operated. Front, I will saying, the co-driver and the driver seat. Wow. Thing about the car is that it gets, look at this, paddle shifters, which none of these cars, meaning in the segment like a Toyota, like a Ford Endeavour or a Altura G4, they don't get that at all. This is the first car to get it, and it has always been in the car, meaning the new generation. So thumbs up to that. The thing about the car is that it gets, look at that puddle lamp over here, and over here it gets two puddle lamps. Is that on currently? I don't know. It's not on currently. It will get on at night, but this is on. It gets two puddle lamps, which is really very good. So you can just, while you're opening the door also, when you unlock the car, you can see that a puddle, and when you open the door also. The thing about the car is that you have to go on top. It gets a proper roof rack, not the common lifestyle bars on other cars. Mostly which cars get now, it gets a proper roof rail to keep your luggage, to put a towing, whatever you luggage carrier over there on top. So good. Let's now talk about 5 bad things about the car. So being a rupees 40 lakh SUV, it doesn't get a sunroof, not even a small one. Just buy a Creta, then it gets a panoramic sunroof. Or even if you want a off-roader, get a Jeep Compass. Yep, that's it. First bad thing. Second bad thing about the car is, look at this, the rear quality of the car. You can get the hard plastic. It's terrible on the doors, meaning you get leather and all, but otherwise most of the car's door is covered with hard plastic. Why? This car does not get front parking sensors. I mean, why doesn't it get front parking sensors? So many cars get it below its segment also nowadays. They get 360-degree parking camera also, like the Kia Seltos or the MG Hector also. Yeah, it's a 40 lakh rupees premium car. Just give it, yeah. Update it, Toyota, please. The rear seat, you get fixed child seat mounts, but they are so low that it is very hard to reach them. You could have just given a flip or a removable cover for them. Why you have to keep them so? Look at that, my finger also not reaching. They are inside over there. Come on, yeah. Last row, the second row, again a bad thing, that is it gets a seat belt over there. Why does the seat belt is you have to take it from the third row. You have to get it all the way and plug it over here. See, you could have just kept it over here, why you have to keep it over there? Come on, Toyota. It is there in the Innova also, which is very very irritating. I actually don't like it at all. Let's talk now about city driving. So this car is a diesel, so it is better in terms of economy. So it gives about 9 to 10 liters per liter, 9 to 10 kilometers per liter. I said it ulta. 9 to 10 kilometers per liter. As far as the petrol, which many people don't buy because of the fuel economy is also poor, it gives around 5 to 6 kilometers per liter. Then it gets the eco mode also over here, which, let's check out the home score also. When you go in menu, you get the eco score also. See, yeah, so you get elapsed average speed and all that. So you get a eco score also over there, and you get a eco mode also. So in town it's pretty good, but only one thing is a problem, which is parking. Parking is pretty bad in the town because it's a big thing. Now let's talk about the dimensions, because I said a big thing. So its length is around almost 4.8 meters, width and height is 1.8 meters, and wheelbase is around 2.7 mm. 2.7 m meter. I said 2.7 mm. So yeah, it's a big thing, so it's difficult to park, but otherwise yeah, it's pretty good. And even on the highway, if you put it in sport mode, you get a good punchy engine, you get the full power of the engine, and top end is not much. You can just remove the full torque and horsepower of the car in the mid range only, because top end it will just rev too much. The gear shifts around 4,500 rpm, but more than 3,000 rpm it just revs a lot, so no point in revving it a lot. Just a quick gear shift, then it's okay. So yeah, what is my final verdict of the car? It's a Toyota. It is very reliable, so yeah, it will be there for a long time. It is not very costly to maintain also, and yeah, it's a diesel and it gives a good economy to 9 to 10 liter also. Pretty good in city drive, and even highway drive also it's not pretty bad. So I would say you should definitely go and buy it, because it is more reliable than a Ford or any other car for sure, surely. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I'll see you guys next time. Bye bye.